AEW Double or Nothing 2024 is officially in the history books. 5 years of AEW. What is up, everybody? Welcome to Speak Now Pro Wrestling. It is Monday, May 27th. I'm Denise Salcedo, joined by the other half of the California connection, Righteous Reg, and we are here to talk about the show. Both of us were at the show, and Reg, first of all, how are you doing?
What is this? Who are you? What day is this? What time is it? What universe is this? Denise, I don't know anything in the world. You guys, we were both in Las Vegas, and we both are back home, and neither one of us flew. So you put together the time and you put together the effort. I walked out of Double or Nothing to my hotel room, packed my bag, hopped in my car, and drove to Oakland, California. I'm exhausted. I'm dead. I don't know what universe this is, but I'm very happy to be here because that was an amazing show.
Now, heads up for those of you who do not know the distance between Las Vegas and Oakland. Reg, how long was your drive?
7.5 hours. I think it clocked in at 558 miles. Not that long. It was fun.
Oh, yeah, not that long. 7.5 hours. And what time did you hit the road?
11 p.m. I got here at 6:30 a.m.
Okay, so let me put this into perspective. You got there. You got to your house after probably an hour and 30 minutes after I got to my house. And I left about 3 hours after you. Yeah, I know. So literally, me and my husband drove in yesterday. We left here at around, I don't even know, 10, 11. And we got to the show with just enough time to get some food, go to the show, and literally made everything in perfect timing. So then I do the media scrum. After the media scrum, I stick around because I uploaded 2 videos over at the food court because I'm like, I at least want to upload the main videos before I hit the road. And of course, MGM Wi-Fi, that was all I can do, 2 videos, and I had to freaking leave or else I was just going to stay there the whole night. So we left at 1 a.m, like maybe like 1 something, whatever. And we got back like a little bit before 5 o'clock. And so then I get here at 5 o'clock and I had to finish uploading the rest of the videos that I didn't upload. Unreal. So then I went to bed at 6 a.m. and then woke up. Oh no, I texted you and I was like, Reg, we're pushing the show another hour. And then woke up at 10:30. Took a shower. My hair is still freaking wet right now. Had barely enough time so that I wouldn't look like a dead person on this stream. And then hopped on.
Well, we made it, Denise. That's all that matters. It was a journey. And this is what we do for the Graps, you guys. We really love this shit. People are like, why did you do that? I have no idea. I'm a dumb idiot. I drove to Bakersfield last Wednesday and I watched Dynamite. Then I kicked it in Bakersfield for a few days. Then I drove to Las Vegas. So I did break it down the first way, but the second way I just went straight on. But I'm very happy that I did it, Denise, because I had an amazing time. We sat together and watched the show. We marked out plenty of times. And so I'm very happy to get into it.
We definitely did. It was a freaking crazy show. Like you said, had a really good time with it. I think this was one of the strongest Double or Nothings that I remember in a good amount of time. And guess what? I want to start here because, Reg, you and I for a whole year were talking shit on that Las Vegas crowd from last year. A whole year we would not shut the F about it because we were there. So we could take some blame for that. And this year, it was a night and day difference being in that audience.
Yeah, one point we looked at each other and we were like, okay, this is way different than the trash we've been slinging at this Las Vegas crowd for a long time. Denise, I was nervous. I was at Collision and I was like, ooh, if the show's like this tomorrow, I don't know. Like things could be kind of crazy. But a lot more people showed up to Double or Nothing, of course. And that crowd was excited the whole time through the whole show, Denise. There wasn't one point where they were like, I mean, there were some points, but they were forced into that. We'll get into it. And
there was a couple.
But even towards the end, Darby's getting hung and people are still bloodthirsty for the show, you know?
I know, we were beast. Honestly, last night I realized, I thought this to myself. I thought, based on the stuff that we saw happen in the Anarchy in the arena, I thought, we are crazy, Reg. Crazy, one, that we like love this stuff, but 2, that we're like more. Like we become like these hungry monsters where it's like you're seeing some of the craziest things and their fans are like, we want more, including myself. We're gonna get to that in just a freaking second, but it really was a good show. I would say overall, top to bottom, one of their strongest show that they had in a really long time. I feel like, I don't know if it was just Reg, do you think they're just extra leaning into what makes AEW so different from WWE, which is being extra edgy? Do you think they're trying, like, because I feel they did so much more yesterday in terms of like the blood and the gore and all of the crazy stunts than they normally do? Or am I just like delusional?
No, I don't think you're delusional at all, Denise. I think with the 5-year anniversary, them kind of putting a new stamp on going forward, like this show was needed. This is what AEW is. Denise, I'm actually kind of worried because you're talking about how bloodthirsty the crowd is and how crazy it is. The crowd has chanted plenty of times. I've been in crowds chanting, "We want fire," and they got fire, Denise. So where do you go from here? What if they could say we want this craziest thing in the world and you get that? What is going on here? We'll definitely get into that, but the game has been leveled up, Denise. I think that they had to show. There's been a lot of talk coming to this year, the other company, all this stuff of just like, what's AEW's place? There's attendance numbers, there's ratings, there's all this talk of like, who are these people? What makes them different? What's an alternative? This right here, Anarchy in the Arena, the world champions that are look like me and sound like me and act like me, the craziest wrestling you could see bell to bell. They had to establish the new direction of AEW, bring back some old people like we're going to talk about here soon. And yeah, it was just definitely needed. I'm happy that crowd was there to add on to it, because if it was a dead crowd, it could have been a completely different show.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm glad that the crowd showed up. I think everybody carried that shame for a whole year of being a crappy crowd.
I did.
I felt ashamed too.
I was ashamed.
We all had to live with it. But you know what? We're back and we're ready to go. I think Las Vegas proved that, hey, if next year they decide to run Double or Nothing again in Las Vegas, I don't think anyone's going to have an issue with it based off of last night's crowd. Let's get into some of these super chats really quickly. So we got Tom Campbell here who says, now that was a great pay-per-view. Hell yeah. Children watch WWF in Saudi Arabia. Adults watch pro wrestling, AEW, Ring of Honor. You looked good, Denise. Thank you so much, Tony. Look, everybody's allowed to like what they like. You're allowed to be passionate about what you are passionate, my friend.
Facts. Yeah, I think that more than anything, it just shows how strong pro wrestling is across the board. You can like anything that you want in the world, and you're going to see it. Whatever you like, you're going to get fed that in whatever company you like.
Right. We got Matt Logan here who says, who was more surprised about MJF return? Not me, bro. Y'all should have tuned into my prediction show. I talked about that.
Denise, no one was surprised. The crowd was chanting as they knew what was going on. I was like, wait, does everybody know what's going on here? Everybody's chanting. They know what's about to happen. I was like, yo, maybe I was more surprised because that kind of was like, wait, everybody's tuned in already. Is it just because of like how rumors and news spreads online, Denise? That
I think it was more so at a certain point, people were chanting MJF, but at that point, it had already been made clear based on what we were seeing on the programming that it was going to happen, because people weren't chanting that before the show. People were chanting that when Adam Cole went out there, when he took out the devil mask. At that point, all the stars are aligning. You can put two and two together, but they weren't doing it beforehand. So I think it was like in the moment.
Yeah, they were kind of prepped for it. Good stuff. We're going to get into it.
Sheldon Jackson, thank you so much for gifting the 5 DWO memberships. We got Delayed Grats here who says, happy Memorial Day. Double or Nothing was so insane. MJF return, Gangrel, Brood Edge, Juice Robinson, Adam Cole, Mercedes wins, Darby tries to murder Jack Perry, WT Real F. Delayed Grats, you summarized it right then and there. For those of you who did not watch the show, it was madness. Travis Lindsay says Dawn was a lot. Could have cut 4 matches and still ended up with Willow and Mercedes. Also, cage match and Anarchy in the arena was a bit much. AEW equals always excessive wrestling still. Here's the thing. I have no problem with the stuff that some people may have considered too much. Now, I will agree with Travis Lindsay where he says they could have cut 4 matches because there are at least 3 matches that I'm remembering right now where I'm like, you could have cut that from the show. And I could probably name them right now. It was Trent Beretta, Orange Cassidy. It was Jon Moxley and Konosuke Takeshita. It was the Jericho match. And what was the other one that I didn't get too crazy about? Was there another one? I'll probably remember it later. All right. I'll remember it later. Anyways, but there was at least 3 matches that I would have cut from the show. And those were the ones that I would have definitely cut. Oh, you know what? Nah, never mind. All right. RX Merle says, y'all, I'm exhausted from watching that show on my couch. And you're both out here commuting overnight. It was a great show, though. Monet equals GOAT. Thank you so much to RX Merle, man. We appreciate you. We got District Fajal who says, you guys are the best. Thank you for everything. No, man, thank you for everything.
Y'all are dope.
We can't do this without you guys. Crazy 101 says, I was supposed to be there but got sick, but I watched the pay-per-view and holy shit, what a pay-per-view. Swerve, Will, Okada, Mercedes are champs. Crowd was lit. Honestly, like, it's a cool experience to watch live, but nothing beats watching from your house, to be honest. Right?
Honestly,
I mean, having a good time watching at my house.
Listen, big fan of being in the arena, great crowd. But if I would have just watched that show and then laid down in my bed, I would have had the same amount of great time because commuting is insane. But people keep breaking it down in these super chats of like, Crazy 101 here says how many champions that we have, like that lineup. I'm like crazy. And there's a couple of moments that I forgot earlier in that super chat. I was like, Gangrel was there too. What's going on? This is crazy.
This is how I remember. I remember Double or Nothing right now in flashes. Like there's just a bunch of images flashing in my head. And when I was, because we don't do notes for these shows, like obviously, right? I'm not going to take out my little laptop, be a fucking nerd right there, all like putting my little shit out there, which is fine. A lot of people do that. In fact, I've done that before. But I feel like a nerd if I were to do that, Reg. Reg, come back. I don't mean that to disrespect anybody, by the way. Anybody who does that. I bless your soul, but I can't do it because I feel too goofy. Like this isn't a corporate office. You know what I mean?
I never take notes anyway, so to each their own. It's just a funny life. That's it. That's all.
Reg, you're like, I don't take notes anyways. I'm sorry. I take notes for all the other shows.
No, if you didn't take notes, this show would be a disaster. That's why I don't take notes, because my friends take them and they're good at their things. But yeah, I think that it is, everything keeps happening in flash. I see like there's blood here, there's a cage here, there's some tables, there's Bryan Danielson. I'm like, man, there was so much going on. And when people break it down here, I'm like, what an action-packed show. And there's been some talk, Denise, about time. Talked a little, there's some controversy this week over a 2-day pay-per-views and all this stuff. That show didn't feel like it was dragging at even the points I was like, this match could have probably been gone. I didn't feel like the show was long.
No, there was one match where I started going, holy shit, how many more matches are next? And I sat there and I was counting all the matches and I was like, there's 6 matches. And I turned around and I look at Reg and I was like, Reg, we still got 6 matches.
Listen, this is how I break it down. I had already seen 2 AEW shows by the time that I got to Double or Nothing. I saw Collision and I saw Dynamite. There's some people, this is their first ever AEW show. That's what people have to continue to remember. First time they've ever been to a show in their life. Give them everything. Think of those people. Don't think of like, oh, we see all this stuff all the time. It's too much. It's too much. If this is the first time a 12-year-old kid's in there watching that show and he just saw the craziest variety show of his life, he's going to want to come back to AEW every single day. So think of the people that aren't diehard freaks like Righteous Reg here.
I feel you, man. Sometimes we forget that. You're right. Crazy 101 says, Denise, how was Reg's face when Shayna was out there? Reg, I think this would probably be best suited for you, this question.
It's been a long week.
All I'm going to say is I love that whenever Shayna comes out, everyone instantly, Reg pops up into their head. Like, think about that, Reg. That's iconic now. Whenever Shayna comes out, people think of you too.
All the tweets that happen and people are looking at me in the show in the crowd. I'm like, you guys, all right, what's going on here? What is this? This is
They're
insane.
probably expecting you to be doing some weirdo shit.
I know. Like, I don't even want to get into it. Like, you guys want me to run into the match and get beat up by security? What is going on here? Denise, I feel like this is your fault for some reason.
It's my fault that you came out on this podcast and were like, I love Shayna Wayne. I want to climb Shayna Wayne like a tree.
Yeah. Your fault.
All right. It's my fault, guys. It's my fault that Shayna bewitched Reg.
Yo, it's your fault that she's fine and tall and like,
she's so freaking tall. She was the tallest person in that ring, minus Luchasaurus, and it was like literally Shayna and Luchasaurus like right there. They were like neck and neck.
Listen, I'm like, Shayna, maybe get some flats, girl. Like, you making everybody look crazy. Like, Shayna's out there like, what's up, y'all? I'm the big dog around here. She's standing shoulder to shoulder with Luchasaurus, like you're saying, Denise.
Her presence, she's very like,
she is.
I don't know how to explain it, but she's there and you notice.
You know that she's been around wrestling for so long because she really gets that. She's a presence out there. When she's out there, you're like, oh, she's out there. I mean, beyond her being out there, you know?
Right. Reg, I've never seen your mom. I have no idea what your mom looks like, but let me ask you a question. I want to ask this question to everybody here. What would you do if your mom was as hot as Shayna Wayne and you're a guy? I'm asking this for a guy because guys know how guys think. And how do you feel growing up with a mother like Shayna and having all your little friends be like, oh, your mom?
Listen, I see why Nick Wayne is a wrestler. He had to like learn a trade, like a fighting, some kind of martial arts, because all his entire life, people have been like, yo, who's that lady? And Nick Wayne's like, that's my mom. And people are like, damn, that's your mom, dude. You know, like he's forever been just throwing hands at people talking about his mom. And that's what I would be doing, is throwing hands every single time somebody was like, well, what about your mom? I'm like, what about your mom?
So, Reg, you don't want people being like, Reg, your mom is hot.
No
Mrs.
way.
Righteous.
You will die. Don't be talking about my mom. Are you guys crazy? I'm the only one that gets to talk about your mom. Don't talk about my mom.
That's what I'm saying. I brought this up to say that Nick Wayne has a lot of courage to be standing there with his freaking gorgeous mom and having everybody gawking at her.
Listen, I would have been like, look, mom, could you stay home? You too fine. You're just taking up presents like we said. Everybody's talking about you. Like, what's going on here? People are going to want her to fight eventually, Denise.
Yeah, I feel you on that. All right, here we go. Edward Perez here says, you two are awesome. Keep up the great job. Thank you so much to Edward. We got Manuel Cifuentes says, hey guys, couldn't make it to the show. Had to work to get today's holiday pay. And when I was unable to watch it too, that damn BR app, glad it was better than last year's because I was there and it sucked. I agree with you, Manuel. Thank you so much for the generous super chat. And they're still on the BR app? I thought they were on DAZN.
Yeah, that's what, maybe that's the next thing, because I know that remember last time in the scrum, someone asked Toni how many more, whatever, how long they were going to be with the BR app, and it was a couple of times or something, or they're permanently on the BR app. I really don't know the situation. It's weird.
We got Roberto Arsenal who says, love that Owen Cup gets a title shot at All In. Treat the Owen Cup like AEW's version of Money in the Bank. Mariah May and MJF as winners of the Cup. Thank you so much, Roberto Arsenal. We'll get to that in just a second. We got Joseph here who says, was a great show. So excited to see where we go on Dynamite. I think that this show definitely brought a lot more interest for the next couple of weeks of AEW programming. We got Rafael Garcia who says, the juice is loose, everybody. Also, on a scale of 1 to Patrick Starr, how confused was Tanahashi during Toni Storm's press com? Okay, so Reg, you didn't see this, but so Tony Khan brought out Hiroshi Tanahashi to basically be like his bodyguard in case the Elite decided to do something to him, right? Okay. So Tanahashi sat there with Tony Khan through all of the press conferences. I'm talking Will, Mercedes, Tony, Swerve, all of them.
What?
Yes, I know. It was sort of like, it was weird because, you know, the aura of Hiroshi Tanahashi is like so rare. Like you don't get to often see that. And then you have him there sitting through all of this. And, you know, he's not talking because they're, you know, we're talking to the people that are out there. And then when it's Tony Khan's turn, you're obviously talking to Tony. There was one question addressed to Hiroshi Tanahashi. But basically, he was just sitting there. And so Toni Storm reads this like really erotic story. Like it gets, it gets graphic, right? It gets sensual. And so everybody's there like making these faces. And Tanahashi was also making some faces. And I'm like, I felt like he understood what was happening. But then afterwards, later on, there was a question that was asked to Tanahashi about basically doing Forbidden Door in Japan, right? Mm-hmm. And so the person asked their question, right? And then Tanahashi says, I didn't understand 80% of that. And it was the funniest shit ever. When I tell you that Tanahashi was the best thing of this press conference, he was, because it was that, his faces during Toni Storm. And then at one point, he just like looks and he's like, tells Renee, I got to go to the bathroom. And it was the funniest shit ever.
I'm like sitting here thinking, poor Tanahashi. I hope someone clued him in on this, Denise. Like, it's gonna be like an hour, almost 2 hours. You're gonna just
this
be
was their shortest scrum. I want them to bring back Tanahashi. This was their shortest scrum ever.
How long?
Toni talked only for 22 minutes to put in perspective.
All right. Okay. So
and everybody else was like, something. Yes. Toni Storm, 4 minutes. Mercedes, like 10 minutes. Everybody was around that time frame.
Wow. I might have had stayed if I would have known it was going to be like that. I'm like, I can't afford to be in this thing for 3 hours, you guys. I got to go. This is crazy. But if that's the case, like Denise is saying, Tanahashi, you have to pull up to every pay-per-view ever now. Sorry.
We got Greg Bursch here who says, got to disagree about Mox and Takeshita. That match ruled. Oh, man. I didn't feel the same way. We'll talk about that. We got the Bridge here who says, insane pay-per-view with crazy moments. How do you top this? Somehow they always find a way and they switch it up. What's the next pay-per-view? Forbidden Door. I'm pretty sure they're going to have some really cool matches for that. Some cool stuff. We got the J. Paul RO, who says, the final countdown playing in the arena was one of, if not the best wrestling moment I have ever been a part of. I'm the guy that called in to Busted Open to mention Reg's after parties at BJ's. Yeah, Reg, that was put on Busted Open. Someone called and was like, actually, the J. Paul called and he said, he mentioned our whole bit about you and BJ's and shit like that. It was funny.
On Busted Open, I am dead. Now, shout out to the homie. That's hilarious. Denise, yes. At All Out in Chicago, when I heard Final Countdown, it was one of the best wrestling moments legit I've ever had. This one, again, 100% happened. Again, I was like, wait, I wasn't expecting this. I know how I wanted somebody to ask how much it was. Did he get a discount on using it another time? Because I know it was very expensive. I think
on camera, because I saw Sean's tweet. I think on TV, I think it was Matt Jackson that said something about that it costs $200,000 every time they play it. I don't know if that was like true or not, but I saw him post it on Twitter.
Listen, it's very expensive. Very, very, very expensive. So I could believe it. And they only played it for, one time. Like, I guess it's worth that $200K because every time they do it, it hits really hard.
It really does. Sheldon Jackson says, so Eddie Kingston can pour gasoline on someone, but Darby actually gets to set someone on fire. It ain't equal, man. We got Frito's Cat here who says the crowd was all on Blue Chew. We had beach balls and everything. Sure. Tony Campbell says 5-hour show. Women got 1 hour, 3 matches, a first AEW. We'll talk more about the women in just a second. We got Gotham Guy who says, guys, I just got home to California.
California, come on.
Reg, I'm running on short brain cells at the moment. From the show in Vegas, 8-hour drive, 2 tanks of gas, but totally worth it. Our crowd was hot and made up for the shit crowd from last year. What's up, Gotham Guy, man? Kudos to you for doing that freaking drive, man. Honestly, holy shit. Good job, man.
And what kind of car do you have? Because I had to get 3 tanks of gas and I'm crying. My car's tiny.
To and from.
Yes.
So 6 total.
6 tanks.
No, Reg. How many gallons does your car take?
Not that many. It's like 8 or 9 or something.
Oh, shit, dude.
I have a tiny car.
Damn. All right. That must be annoying. I hate putting gas. We got Wraith here who says, Reg, what's your boy Brian Keefe helping mid? Do you want to talk about that? Let's talk about that right now. Let's go. You want me to give you some time? Should I circle back to it?
Listen, when it was happening, Like, I was like, this is cool. This is cool. And then he rips it off. I'm like, yeah, Brian Keith, he's getting this great moment. And then 1 second later, I was like, wait, what's he doing out there? Who's he helping? Why is he doing this? I have so many questions. I'm gonna get hot, Denise. This is crazy. I can't.
You know what?
What happened here?
Let's talk about that right now. So we had the freaking three-way, which was Katsuyori Shibata versus Hook versus Chris Jericho. And Chris Jericho defeats Hook. I don't even remember what the fuck happened right now. I'm blanking on everything. All I remember is Brian Keith running out there towards, it was after the match, right?
No, it was before the finish. Remember they both had Jericho in a submission?
No. Anyways.
Where were you, Denise? You were right in front of me. I saw you.
I know, but my memory has been erased in the last few hours, Reg. Okay? I got wiped clean. My slate got wiped clean last night. All right, whatever. Thank you, Reg. And Brian Keith runs out there and is covered, right? So then all of a sudden he unmasked himself, and I'm like, oh shit, Brian Keith. And then you realize, wait, he's now part of the learning tree? Why? When did Reg, I feel stupid because I just tuned into Collision this past week. Did they tease it on that show?
They did. They did.
When?
At one point, Chris Jericho and Big Bill are doing a promo, and then Brian Keith walks in the shot, and he's like, I'm going to get that. Remember that?
During that.
Yeah. He walks in, and he's like, yeah, I'm going to get that belt or something. But I just like, oh, Brian Keith's going to get a shot against Chris Jericho. He'll be in the Jericho Vortex fighting against him. At least that'll be cool. I didn't expect this to happen.
But, Reg, do you honestly hate it, or do you feel like this could kind of maybe be a good thing? I don't know.
It's like I'm
trying to find the bright side here.
No, it's a bit 100%. That's my homeboy Brian Keith, and
this is punishment.
No way, 0%. He's an AEW. No,
is this a rib for you?
It's not. Listen, I talk a lot of shit about Chris Jericho and the Jericho Vortex, but that shit is gonna help my friend Brian Keith. I'm excited about it. Listen, I don't care. I think that to be put in a big position of being on every fucking show because Jericho's everywhere all the time and he's going to be standing right there next to him, it's a benefit.
Right. Okay. I mean, I think this really came out of nowhere, even though they did that little tease, like you mentioned, on Collision. It's fair. Again, I think Brian Keith is one of those guys that could actually benefit from this because he's not so known just yet. Exactly. So again, being there with Chris Jericho, and now he has a storyline because he was just having matches here and there, didn't have like any storyline. So at least now we're going to be seeing him on a weekly basis now that he's with Chris Jericho.
Storyline. Yes, it's in the building. I'm a big hypocrite. Jericho Vortex, the coolest thing ever. Bring back Judas.
What'd you think of this match, Reg? I had two spots that I really liked.
Which one?
One was the part where they were throwing dice at each other. I thought that was pretty funny. That was funny. That was good. And then the other one, by the way, I heard looked worse on TV was when freaking Hook put freaking Big Bill through the table. And I saw a couple of the screenshots that people shared on Twitter. And apparently it looked like the legs of the chair could have gone completely through Big Bill had he landed a little bit. I think they said like an inch to the left or something like that. But you couldn't tell from our angle, it just looked like a sick freaking move, especially given how big Big Bill is in comparison to Hook. And the way that was executed looked crazy from our angle. But on TV, that apparently looked like he could have died.
Yeah, Denise, that was my scariest thing is like their height discrepancies are very different in like a spot like that. They're on the apron, the table, like Hook could barely see where he's throwing Big Bill. And so from our angle, it was like, damn, that was insane. And to hear that he could have almost died was crazy. But what about the Shibata DVD on the Hook and Jericho on the table and missed him pretty much? And they both crashed. I was like, this is dangerous, you guys. What's going on here?
That was bad. I always get really nervous whenever you notice that it's taking a little extra long to set up a move off the top rope. Usually when you see someone take a little extra long, that's when you're like, oh, fuck, now you're giving me enough time to worry here. And that's usually when you can tell something is either going to go wrong or is already going wrong. And so that table spot, it was just not good. But they recovered from that. I think Jericho threw, who was it? Was it Hook through the table afterwards or was it Shibata? He threw somebody.
Shibata threw him through the table.
Thank you. He threw him through the table, and so they kind of recovered. At least broke the table. They got that in there, but no, that was sort of brutal. There was also one point where Jericho landed on his head.
Yeah,
that was another spot that I kind of worried a little bit. We saw them run out there and kind of check on Jericho for a quick second, but he was all right.
That was one of the scariest parts of the match because all the dice were in the ring and he took a sick bump, like right on his neck, Japanese, all Japan early 90s style. Like, I'm like, okay, Jericho's crazy. The doctors are legit checking on, anytime that happens, sometimes they do it for an angle. It's like, oh, it's nothing happened. But like when the cameras aren't looking at him and the crowd's not focused and they're still looking over him, it's like, damn, that was scary. And the bump did look scary. There was a bunch of stuff in this match that I was like, Shibata's in this match. He doesn't do all this crazy stuff. Why do you guys got him out here trying to kill himself?
Right, exactly. But now Jericho wins. What else do we get from this? Like, we're not done yet? Because isn't the whole thing that Hook wants his FTW championship back?
I'm very confused, Denise. Jericho wins, but the thing is, we don't want Hook to be FTW champion, though. So it's like a good thing, but also, why is Chris Jericho the FTW champion? He's rebranding it, but it's not a real championship. It doesn't represent anything. So I'm really confused still.
All right. Well, that's where we're at with that match. We got Hunter Tillman here, who's been a DWO member for 16 months, says, what a chaotic night. OMG, Mercedes champ. Yay. iChurch Pastor Blaster says, hey to my favorite two podcasters. Haven't been able to catch y'all live. Dawn was great and felt like a reboot. You know what? I don't know. Did it feel like a reboot to you? I know I mentioned earlier that it felt different. I feel like they were almost getting back to just trying to deliver, like you said, something that the AEW fans want that's different, because you're not going to get this, with the competitor. Like, that's just not going to happen. You're not going to see someone get set on fire the way that we saw last night.
No, I maybe not a reboot, because I feel like we kind of established the reboot earlier this year, like getting guys like Ospreay and Okada. That was in Mercedes and people like that. That's like, okay, AEW is this. This was like putting their stamp of why they're the alternative, I feel.
We got Chris Ludek here, who says, I feel people gawking at Nick's mom could lead to a face turn at some point with him being the top female. With him? Or is it
his
her?
Mom.
His mom being the top female heel if the story is told right.
Listen, I said, Chris, they might want her to fight eventually with how much heat she gets. And like, it wouldn't be the craziest thing.
I thought she was going to take a bump last night.
Right, exactly. She's when like she really involved.
Apron, yeah, when she was on the apron, I thought for a second, like, oh man, something's going to happen where like Kris inadvertently, accidentally freaking hits her and knocks down Shayna Wayne. I even got up and started almost recording because I'm like, oh, this is going to be it. Shayna's about to take a fucking bump. But it didn't happen though.
Not in that pantsuit, Denise. You think she would get that pantsuit dirty on that nasty ring?
Oh, man. Oh. Dijkstra Fajal says, Denise, that happened to me. I call it the Eric Cartman syndrome. All my horny high school friends had unpure thoughts for my mom. So uncomfortable. Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, I would not want that. I would hate that. Like, if someone from my mom or my dad were like, hey, we think they're super hot, or a hot brother or a hot sister. Like, no, I want to be the hot one.
Oh, this is selfish, Denise. I thought you just didn't want to be associated. You're like, no, I want to be the one.
Parents, I wouldn't want it because I don't want people talking about my parents like that because that's freaking weird, right? But for siblings, I would be jealous.
Oh my God. You're like, call me hot. I don't want to be talking about somebody else. Talk about me. Unbelievable.
How would you feel if people were like, oh, that's Reg. He's the ugly brother.
Okay, I see. Okay, points are made.
Come on. You see what I mean?
Yeah, you made some points.
Nobody wants to be that. Everybody wants to be the hot sibling.
Yes, exactly. Oh, you mean my ugly brother? I'm not. I wouldn't know anything about that. I'm different.
I have twin brothers, by the way, and they fight all the freaking time. And get this, they tell each other, you're fucking ugly.
Dude, I knew twins like that too. I'm like, dude, you guys, look, how is he? If he's ugly, you're ugly too, dude. That's how, I think science or whatever this is. How old are they?
They're like 13, but all they do is fight and tell each other how ugly they are. And I'm like, oh my God, are they listening to themselves?
Denise, at 13, do they ever not fight is the question? Like, I swear you guys got to like yank them apart.
Day. All day, all night. They just
They're annoying,
fight.
You're just like, stop, you guys, leave us alone. And they're like, nah, we're going at it. Is it real? Like, is it?
No,
real?
they just get like, they just like to always just get in arguments. It just always happens.
Antagonize each
It's like
other.
stupid shit. It's like, oh, we go to a restaurant, one of them orders something, and the twin brother decides to order the same thing. The other one's like, why the hell did you have to order the same thing that I ordered?
Oh,
And
they're
then
just
there you go,
annoyed.
let's
They're together too much. They need to do some separate things, but they won't because they're twins.
They won't. They absolutely will not.
Yeah.
We got Neon Paradox Music who says, Regis BJ's parties are now wrestling canon. Love it.
Who was on the show that day, Denise?
What show?
The one on that they called in for the
Tommy Dreamer and I.
Come on, an ECW legend, you guys. Jeez Louise, why? Leave me alone.
Meet Norman says, hola, Denise and Reg. At this rate, Brian Keith will be the light-skinned coalition soon.
Listen, they always need a spot. They always need a spot, my homie.
Did you see the guy in the front row for the Jericho match that looked exactly like Chris Jericho from the back? Reg, I posted a picture about it. I posted the picture on Twitter and I was like, it's the Jericho Matrix.
I didn't see this guy.
Dude, well, so what I noticed is that when Chris Jericho was out there, the guy took his shirt off. But when everybody else is wrestling, he put his shirt back on.
Oh, what?
Tell me that's not Chris Jericho.
Oh my God.
It's like Chris Jericho watching Chris Jericho.
What is going on? You can't take your shirt off. You can't do that at the show. That's not allowed. I really like this guy. Reg. I mean, yeah.
But I noticed it though. I noticed it because I was not like a stalker, but I was watching him the whole time because I was trying to get the perfect picture and it was very, very hard. And then I noticed that afterwards, when Jericho's match was over, he put the shirt back on.
Yeah, look, I'm good here. I saw my guy. I could put my shirt back on. That is insane. Could you imagine these? Like, I just love this guy so much. I gotta take my shirt off. I mean, it happens in football and sports and basketball.
And when Reg sees Shayna Wayne,
pants maybe.
Matt Lowe, Reg. This is a PG-13 family show, all right? Matt Logan says, I don't know why people don't use Triller for pay-per-view. Well, I was waiting for the pay-per-view. I was watching GCW from Ohio. See, Matt Logan's out here thinking in 2034.
Yes, Triller usually works. I hear a lot of good stuff about that, but like with deals and money and stuff, I don't know.
All right, so let's go ahead and get caught up with some of the other items that occurred on the show. So I'm actually going to work it from the beginning and work our way through. So let's go ahead and kick it off with the opening match of the main show, which was Will Ospreay defeating Roderick Strong. Reg, this was a match that not a lot of people, I think going into it, we're like, oh, it's such a given. Will Ospreay's winning. The story only got hot like in the last 2 weeks, and I'm talking like not even like that hot. But you know what? Things improved, right? It was like it was a mild in the Taco Bell hot sauce packet rating. But dude, Reg, this match had the people freaking screaming. They had some great moments during this. Will Ospreay proving he can have a great match with anybody, but I don't want to take this away from Roderick Strong because Roderick Strong is a great wrestler and he really came out to show it here. We hadn't seen it in a while and I feel like this was a reminder of that. I know. And secondly, this was the best thing we've seen from the Undisputed Era this whole entire time.
When I say they've, I'm saying Denise Salcedo have had Roderick Strong fucked up for a really long time. She comes on the show all the time and talks trash about how she doesn't like him, how he's boring. Even here, she was like, it's not hot at all, that mild. I'm like, Denise, let him have it, all right? Jeez, that promo was hot. Remember the other day where the camera was behind one and the camera was behind the other? No. Y'all had Roderick Strong fucked up. He is one of the best wrestlers in the world. AEW has so many great wrestlers that he's down there, but like, if it's time to go, it's time to go.
You just buried it. You're like, he's not great wrestlers, but he's down there.
He is. That's okay. Up there is Okada and fucking Bryan Danielson. It's crazy. It's okay. You can be in the place that you want to be, but when it's time to go, he can go. I've seen him in Reseda PWG have some of the best matches you have ever seen. So I knew coming into this that this was going to be hot, and I thought that starting the pay-per-view with it was great. This was just what I expected. Really hard hitting. Roderick Strong was going to get some insane backbreakers out of nowhere. Will Ospreay's reversals are like some of his like that gets the crowd the hottest when he just does a reversal. The crowd's like, oh my God, we just seen greatness. Like the littlest things that he does like blows people's minds. That when the huge things that he does really changes the game. I thought them playing into the story again of the Tiger Driver really great. Getting Don Callis to go out there and be like, kill this motherfucker, dude. What are you doing? Don't let him get in there. Get in there and break his neck. Him teasing it. I wish they would have played up Roderick. One of Roderick Strong's moves is the Tiger Driver. Like they didn't play up that enough. But I thought that this was an insanely insane match. Will Ospreay specialty, like I would give it 5 stars if we're talking about like bell to bell. How was that match? That shit fucking rocked.
It did rock. I don't know about 5 stars, but still, I thought it was really freaking good. It was very entertaining.
You ain't never gonna give Roderick Strong his credit.
No, I'm just saying, like, okay, if I was out here handing out stars, I'm a little stingy. I wouldn't give it 5 stars because I've seen some of these other matches that Ospreay has had. It was a great match.
Well, you want to see like Big Show and Goldberg wrestle, so Well,
the fuck said I want to see Big Show and Goldberg wrestle? When did I say that? What freaking vortex was this? Is this fucking World 2, Denise, talking about Big Show and Goldberg?
You do like Goldberg. We can't pull up some Goldberg clips of you saying you're.
I do like Goldberg. Unfortunately, he's been, saying some stuff that I don't agree with. But on camera, on like Goldberg from back in the day, I'm talking WCW Goldberg on a streak. Goldberg, I like that version. Thank you very much. I need to clarify this. All right. But look, what did I say?
I just put words in your mouth. I thought that was really fun. I'm like, you said this and you didn't say that at all.
I know I didn't say that at all. I know what I said, Reg.
You definitely want to see Goldberg and Big Show and all in the. You know what?
Though? I would like to see Goldberg versus Will Ospreay.
What? I mean, okay. You keep making points, Denise. You say you're tired and you're not into this, but you've made like 4 really good points in this show,
dude. Anyways.
Now, this match was tight as fuck, though, and I thought that Will Ospreay winning the belt was, like you said, it was kind of expected, but it's also like, damn, Ospreay's a champion already, but also, Denise, there's so many belts here. Everybody has, like, was there a belt involved in almost every match, I think?
Yeah, that's why you got to get rid of the FTW championship.
There you go.
Because it's a disgrace to all the other belts when you're, like, out there freaking promoting this bout, too, and I'm like, bro, on this show, yes! Reg, why should I care about the FTW championship?
I feel you.
When I'm seeing out there matches like this for the international championship and for all the other belts that we got that we're going to talk about in just a second.
You're right.
All right, well, let's fast forward because this is a long show. We got Adam Cole going out there. He's talking all this nonsense. He's bringing up the devil mask. Everybody is just waiting at this point. We get this really cool video where MJF is seen sort of, we're watching the POV of his version, his view of getting ready. And so we see like the mannequin with the MJF clothes and everything. And he comes out with a jacket reminiscent of when Triple H came back. And yes. And everybody was like, oh shit. So MJF comes back looking hella tanned. And he basically shits on everything that was done in the past with the devil, is done with that, freaking turns on Adam Cole. They're no longer friends. That's over. He does a la Ric Flair where he freaking goes crazy on the mask and he is back. He's got by the way, was that tattoo real? The tattoo he's got, Reg.
Is it? He could have got it done on the Vegas Strip, Denise.
I don't know, but whatever. I'm not a tattoo expert. I can't tell when it's real or fake, but whatever. So he comes out. He says he's sticking with AEW, and he has this crazy, insane line where he says that he doesn't need New Japan. He doesn't need a Vince McMahon in order to make an MJF because MJF makes MJF. And so we kind of got MJF out here bringing some of those hot one-liners that we used to get before. And so we're going back to more of an MJF that I think a lot of people missed. How do you feel about this, Reg?
Max, Jacob, Friedman. We're sitting at this wrestling show for 6 hours. You just came back and made your epic return. Crowd went insane. Crazy. Why in the fuck are you doing an 8-minute promo on a fucking pay-per-view? I love you, dude. I think you're incredible. You're one of the best wrestlers in the fucking world. So happy to see you're back. Do this promo on Dynamite, you freak. This is an opening Dynamite promo. I don't want to hear 8 minutes of fucking MJF at this pay-per-view, and I love MJF. If you're not fighting somebody, shut the fuck up, dude. I'm sorry. Why are you talking? This is a pay-per-view. This ain't fucking Monday Night Raw, dude. Put that fucking mic down and get out of here.
Reg, I gotta tell you, I'm appalled because here's the thing.
Why are you talking? Well, I don't want to hear talking, dude. We're at the fucking pay-per-view. All the talking is done. It's time for fighting, dude. I want this promo bad on Wednesday.
Okay, so what would you have preferred for MJF to do?
Come out there, kick Adam Cole in the fucking balls, grab the mic and say, I'm not fucking leaving, the one ending bar of this, and throw the mic down and get the fuck out of there. He could have said, you guys thought I was leaving? I'm blah, blah, blah. I'm not fucking leaving. I'm the Wolf of Wrestling still. You could have did this promo in 10 seconds. I'm the Wolf of Wrestling. I'm never fucking leaving. And threw the mic down and got out of here. Dude, you got this rah AEW. I'm staying. I want it on Dynamite, dude. I want to see fighting right now.
Okay. Look, I like your scenario that you just painted.
And I love you, Max. Max, he's one of my favorites. I'm so happy that you're back. But dude, save it for the show.
Okay. I get the scenario that you painted, all right? It would be quick and effective. All right. However, because we've waited so long for MJF to come back, because we were kind of stuck with a version of MJF, the kangaroo kicking, the very silly stuff that we were getting, I feel like him going out there and cutting the promo that he did just reminded people that, hey, this is who MJF really is. And this is the MJF that you're going to get right now. So I did not hate this long promo because I felt like I wanted to hear what MJF had to say, given how long he had been gone.
Not a good sign. I like MJF a lot, but if we're getting Will Ospreay just blew the fucking doors off and you respond with the 9-minute promo, I'm leaving.
But here's the thing though, Reg. After that,
we just rocked our world and you're talking, dude. Shut up. I just saw Will Ospreay. Shut up. Let's move on, dude. Chris Jericho's going to come out here for 20 minutes. I don't have time. Move on to that.
But Reg, this show was match.
It's
Do you not? Yeah, I know, but
I watched Collision and it wasn't match. So you could have talked on there. I don't want to hear talking, dude. I'm here for the pay-per-view.
Is it so bad that we got an 8 and 9 minute promo on a show where we got so many matches? I would have preferred for what if they would have taken out those 3 matches that were not too great? What if they would have taken out a couple of matches and still had this promo? Would it have still been upsetting for you?
Never. If this show had 4 matches on it, I still wouldn't want that promo.
Really?
I don't want that promo on the pay-per-view, Denise. I don't care who's fucking giving it. I don't want it from anybody. The best promo of all time, The Rock and Stone Cold are having a promo about WrestleMania 30, The Rock, Stone Cold, and fucking Hogan. I wanted to blow my head off. Shut up, dude. Why are you guys talking for 45 minutes? Get out of here.
Okay. Again, I do not hate the idea that you painted, but I also do not feel strongly enough to agree because I had a good time with the MJF promo. I loved the lines that he hit. I love the Vince McMahon line.
Appreciate that, Denise. What's he gonna say when he comes and does his 20-minute promo next time you see him? What's he gonna talk about?
Maybe he's gonna. I don't know what the fuck he's gonna talk about. He's gonna talk about what he was doing while he was gone. Maybe. He's just gonna use different
what he fucking did in this promo, Denise. What are you saying?
Okay, look, they'll come up with something. He's a creative guy. He's good at this shit. He knows what he's doing. Come on, Reg. He's had how many months to plan this out? How many months to think about this? I'm pretty sure they're going into the next couple of months of MJF storytelling with a lot of thought.
Again, Denise, I want it bad on Dynamite. That's it. I want this promo so bad. Just do it on Wednesday.
Look, I'm going to let you have this one only because you're far more passionate about it than I am.
I know Max is going to be so mad. Max, I love you, dude. Just listen. I love you, man. I love you. I'm so happy you're back. Your tan is crazy, but I'm so happy that you're back.
All right. And you said, and you know what? Never mind. I'm not going to go back to that Roderick Strong shit. All right. What if we had freaking Shayna Wayne professing her love to you on the show for 8 minutes, Reg, on a pay-per-view?
I'd be like, look, let's talk about this backstage, lady. What you doing? Put that mic down.
All right. Fair enough, man. Fair enough. All right. You got to keep it equal around here. All right. Let's see what we got here. We got Tim Weininger Jr. who says, who do you think is next for Toni? Maybe Mina Shirakawa. That would be fun, especially because they got to start telling the story of maybe Mariah May being a little bit torn between her friends.
Yeah, I think they're going with like what starts to happen for Forbidden Door story. So I definitely see her with some crossover star going on.
We got Rafe here who says Goldberg eats corn the long way.
That's sick.
And we got Manuel Nato here who says, Denise, you look gorgeous. Reg, nice hair. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We're dead still. I'm yelling for some reason. I don't know, you guys.
How do you have this much energy after a 7.5 hour drive?
I drank a 5-hour energy and a Red Bull and a coffee back to back, and it's still in my system, I think.
Oh, dear Lord. Meet Norma says, at least MJF didn't get a neck tattoo. The spray tan was 2 stars in the Tokyo Dome. There's 20 singles belt he can go for before he and Swerve meet.
Yeah, look, Denise, no one ever has to see that tattoo again. You know, like he could hide it forever. Like we never have to know. So good on him.
I
could have been on his neck, like Meet Norma says.
I heard that this is already an argument online, by the way.
What?
That there are people that are saying that MJF's tattoo is worse than Cody's tattoo. Like this is a discussion on social media. I haven't seen it, but I've heard.
Cody's tattoo is red, white, and blue. So, I mean,
I feel like
not a competition for me.
The big difference is that one you can hide a little bit easier than the other one. I mean, Cody can hide his, but he would have to wear a freaking turtleneck all the time. You know,
bro gotta. If I saw a guy on the street that wasn't Cody Rhodes with that tattoo, I'm crossing the street tattoo, and I wouldn't with an MJF tattoo. So. It's not a competition for me, not even in the same league.
Oh man, we got Mr. Acosta here who says, I agree with Reg 1000%. This was a dynamite promo. He also adds MJF in this AEW can't do these long ass promos.
Yes, we can't have 20-minute promos anymore. It doesn't work like that.
All right, we'll cut them down to 10-minute promos.
Yes, thank you.
I feel like if the promo has a purpose, the promo is legitimately entertaining because that's one of the things that I love about MJF, the storytelling aspect. He's really good at setting the scene before the big reveal of whatever it is that his purpose is to cut these promos. And that is why sometimes I think I'm used to these long promos. So technically, yesterday, how long was that freaking promo? Technically, it was probably shorter than anything he's done before. This was the pay-per-view version, Reg. The Dynamite version is going to be 20 minutes.
I am so mad at everybody.
We got Stewie Griffin here who says, is it just me or is Roderick Strong in the Brian Cage tier where you forget how good the performer is until they get a few minutes into the match? Brian Cage, I feel like Brian Cage is always sort of forgotten about until he's there. Which is crazy because how do you forget about a guy that size?
This is exactly kind of, I think, what Stewie Griffin is talking about. It's like they get Roddy and Brian Cage get kind of involved in like these stories or things, and you're like, that's weird. Why is the blah, blah, blah? But then the bell rings and you're like, oh, yeah, this is why they're always kind of in the mix. Like if they need like an opponent for somebody, they're always going to call Brian Cage because he's going to come with it. And I think Roderick Strong, knowing he was going to have a match with Will Ospreay and how people talk about Will Ospreay, I think that promo the couple weeks ago was real. Like Roddy's like, dude, I hear everybody saying you're the best wrestler in the world, but I'll beat your ass, dude. I'm better than you. And I think this was what kind of performance he had.
You have to, if you're going to say things like that to the guy who's considered the greatest wrestler right now, could be of all time, whatever, you gotta, if you're going to say something like that, you're going to look like dorky if you don't come out and at least deliver.
Exactly.
All right, so this next match, I don't have too much to say about this one, so we can probably speed through it. This is Jay White and the Guns defeating the Death Triangle. This was your, just a typical fun match here. It wasn't too much to really get into. It was good stuff.
This is probably the match you were thinking of earlier when you were like, they could have.
No, I didn't think.
You don't think they could have maybe cut this one?
I mean, they could have. It wasn't necessarily necessary on the pay-per-view, but this is probably the last match that I would have cut. I thought this was still like a nice little, let's have fun. Let's have a good time. You got the Lucha Brothers out there. Like, come on, I ain't gonna cut the Lucha Brothers ever.
Yeah, totally. No, I liked it a lot. I thought, seeing Rey Fenix back, that's my legit favorite luchador. He's just way different than everybody else. His presence is crazy, off the charts. Pac being back officially again is so awesome. But yeah, the real juice and meat and potatoes of this was Juice, the guy coming back, making that return. I think that little thing was worth it being on the pay-per-view.
Damn, I forgot about that.
Juice was there. Juice made his return to help them win the match.
Back. I just forgot what part of the show he came back in.
Exactly.
Juice was there. We'll talk about it later. Oh, it's in this match. My bad.
But yeah, I think that was kind of the whole thing, was to get established that Juice is back. And I think that group is going to excel even farther now that Juice is back, because he was such an inaugural part of that group. And I think that they kind of swam in weird waters for a while because he was gone. Like he like adds a gazillion points to them, and like it's gonna show a difference for the rest of the time now.
Yeah, it feels also like he has a better bond with Jay
White. Yep.
It almost feels like the Guns are just there. Like they're just there. They don't really feel like they have an honest to God connection with Jay White. Versus if you told me, oh, let's say I don't know anything about these guys, right? I just come in here and you're like, oh, Juice Robinson and Jay White legitimately hang out. I'd be like, yeah, bro, I see it on TV. I can see their connection. If you told me the Guns and Jay White hung out, I'd be like, I just figured they hung out on the show as an act, not really behind the scenes, because it doesn't really feel like there's like an authenticity there, like some sort of connection.
Totally. You're hitting the nail right on the head, Denise. It feels like when Juice and Jay are together, they're homies. It feels right. Like they feel like they're friends. They feel like they're a group. The Guns are like, okay, they're like work friends. They're like, they see each other.
Yes.
Like, all right, well, yes. I'll see you out there, dude. All right, I'll see you out there too.
They keep it cordial.
Yes, exactly.
They don't even sit in the same table like catering.
No. They're like, I'll see him out there. I don't have to sit over there with them too.
Oh, damn. Oh, man. Oh, shit. All right. Let's see what we got here. We got Phantom FTW, who says, did the fire cost Jack the use of his pants?
Would you rock the pants? I mean, would you rock the pants afterwards? They're probably going to auction those pants off, I'm sure.
They should. They definitely should. I like those pants. They were pretty baggy, huh? I like baggy pants. All right, I'll go back and look at his pants later. Leonard Aaron III says, final countdown, vehicle manslaughter, fire, thumbtack, Reebok, super kicks on someone being hung upside down, exploding steel chair, and to think blood and guts is next. My friend.
Denise, there's
still about blood and guts.
So much in this show that we haven't even talked about, and we've already been talking for an hour.
All right, well, let's speed it up. Let's go. Let's get into Timeless Toni Storm defeating Serena Deeb. This was a good match, but I'm going to be real with you. There were a lot of moments in this where I thought Serena Deeb did not look nearly as strong as Toni Storm, and it took me out of the match a couple of times. There were some noticeable botches, some notable mistakes in this, and when your whole entire persona gimmick is that you are this great wrestler, you cannot mess it up on there, especially because that is the sole reason that you want to see Serena Deeb is due to the wrestling skills. You cannot mess up in there. I don't know how else to explain it. It sort of takes away from the credibility of your character. And of course, we know mistakes happen, of course, but there was just some moments in there that looked pretty rough, but still a good match overall. Not even gonna lie.
I think this was a really good match. Sometimes Serena Deeb's style doesn't translate, and I think that's kind of what it came down to. Like coming into it, I was like, I think her promos weren't the strongest. I was like, but the match will probably work just because where Toni has been. And I think there was points where I was like, this isn't translating. What, like you're saying, Denise, how she talks isn't like, the crowd is like, that's not how you were talking, lady. You ain't doing none of this, the shit you were talking coming into this. And that kind of was affected by it. But I thought it was a really strong match if you just like get down to what it was in the ring, like her trying to work over Toni, use her professional submission, locking her up stuff to get in there. But Toni Storm just overwhelming her is the way that she won the match. I don't think it was too offensive, you know?
Right, of course. It's just like little things, especially when you are like if you're being nitpicky and you're watching it from like a review standpoint versus just going out there to the show and having a good time. But you're gonna notice that stuff. All right, next match. Orange Cassidy defeated Trent Beretta. I'm gonna tell you this was my least favorite match on the card. Dude, I even had a better time with freaking the Hook Shibata Jericho match. I ain't even fucking around. I was so disappointed in this match. I thought this was going to be one of my favorites. Everybody here knows how I've been excited about this Trent Beretta turn. And coming off of this match, I did not feel as strongly as I did heading into it. I don't know what it was, but I turned to you, Reg, and I said, dude, this is a Rampage match.
This is Rampage,
this is the match, Reg, where I started counting how many matches we had left and doing the mathematics in my head.
There's this thing, it happened, I always think of, was it WrestleMania 24? Whatever the Triple H and Randy Orton WrestleMania was, where before the match, they were bloodthirsty. Triple H ran up at his house, like they were killing each other. And then the match started, and then they just tied up regularly.
Started off the headlock, yeah.
Instead of just like killing each other. And I think this is exactly what happened here. It's like, you guys are involved in this bloodthirsty feud, and you're just like having this regular match. Like it doesn't match the passion that Trent's been showing. It doesn't match everything that's been surrounding this feud. It's like, it's a good match, but it's just like, it's just a match, you know?
Yeah, I thought they could have cut this one from the card. I'll be real with you. I was so disappointed in this match, and I don't even know if I really truly care about this storyline moving forward following this match. That's how disconnected I was from that it made me lose interest in the story. And I had cared prior to this.
You don't think they can bring it back?
I'm sure they can. They always can. But
what's
it's
the motivation, right, Denise?
Right. What do I care? Like you said, the energies did not match. You're literally like, and they haven't even really honed in on the whole thing with Chuck Taylor being out and apparently not going to be wrestling anymore. Like, I feel like they need to amplify all of that times 100. And during this, there was half the match where you couldn't even really tell that Trent Beretta was the heel. Like, I thought he had to heel it up even more. You know what I'm saying? Like, you kind of forgot towards the end.
I think that's his story he's trying to tell, though, that he's not the bad guy. Like, Orange is the bad guy. Like, you guys think he's the good guy, but he's really been taking the spotlight, and I'm the good guy.
And then Orange Cassidy won. I thought Trent Beretta should have won.
That, very confusing result for me, Denise. I'm like, but what? Why though? What isn't the point? Everything that led us here to believe that Trent was going to win, get a big one. I told you, Orange Cassidy, I really did it. But Orange Cassidy's like, dude, I beat you. What do you mean? What do you want? Shut up.
Yeah, I'm sorry. So this one was just not for me. I'll be real with you. This one was not for me. All right, Chris Jericho, Katsuyori Shibata, and Hook. We already talked about this one, so we can skip through it. Let's get into Jon Moxley defeating Konosuke Takeshita. This was another match that I was also disappointed by. I thought this match was going to be like the match that we're coming out talking about besides your obvious Anarchy in the arenas. And I have just seen so much better from both guys that I just didn't feel this match in particular had the sparks that we normally see in both of these guys' matches with other people. I don't know. It just wasn't necessarily calling or shouting my name here.
I like this match. I think that there's some disconnect that Denise had with it. Maybe because of what happened in the show and how much craziness it was. I thought this was more than a regular match. I'm thinking back to that show I watched, the New Japan show a few weeks ago in Ontario, and Mox headlined against Shota. And I didn't really love that match because I thought Shota needed to bring it. And I thought everything that I thought Shota needed to do in that match, that Takeshita did in this match. So I thought these guys were beating each other's ass, doing some strong things. Moxley's style is just different than like Moxley and Ospreay are two completely different wrestlers, like the way that they present their styles, high impact, blah, blah, blah. Moxley is just fucking steak and potatoes. I'm going to get in there, punch, punch, punch. We're going to brawl. I'm going to slam you on your head. Just paradigm shift. We're dead. It's out of here. So like, but I thought this was super strong. again, it could have maybe been not on the pay-per-view because like Takeshita didn't win and like it was for a shot at the belt. So like for what?
I wasn't expecting Takeshita to win here, though. It was obvious. Like, that's why I hate it that it was an eliminator match. I feel like I was like literally talking about this on my prediction show. I'm like, I feel like them making an eliminator match. I know what their point of view was. Like, okay, we want you to make you think that Takeshita is actually going to defeat Jon Moxley.
Right.
But I saw it as, oh, you guys don't even care enough to give this guy an actual world title shot.
That's fair. Yeah,
I thought I went into this not expecting Takeshita to win, not even somewhat doubting that he wouldn't just because it was an eliminator. No, I did not think that.
It's kind of wild too, Denise, because remember they gave the big homie a title shot right off the back, and everybody was like, "Why are they giving this fool a title shot?" And then to not give Takeshita a title shot on the pay-per-view is a little bit confusing.
And I feel like, I just feel like Takeshita has really been doing such a good job, and this just, I don't know. I felt like this match here just did not have, it really just did not have the fire that I was expecting it would. And it did not have the kind of, I mean, like even for example, like you said, like this match could have probably been taken out from the pay-per-view. For example, like imagine if this match was on Wrestle Dream. Wrestle Dream is one of the matches that you see some of like the best wrestling matches. Do you think this match would have hung on a pay-per-view like that?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, exactly. And I was expecting this match to be like a Wrestle Dream type of match.
Yeah, I think them establishing that it was just going to be an eliminator match kind of took away the aura too, because it's like, well, they're not going to really rock it because it's just an eliminator match. Yeah.
But you got to rock it even more because this is apparently his chance to get a title shot.
Yeah. See, again, Denise is making points again.
So I'm sorry. This one just did not hit for me. It did not land, and I was disappointed, but whatever. All right, so let's see what else we got here. We got some super chats, and this one is from Well-Rounded Leo, who says, this might sound heartless, but I find it hard feeling sorry for AEW's wrestling when they do unnecessary dangerous moves like Edge jumping from the cage. Okay, I want to put a pin on that one because we're going to talk about that next, so we'll come back to that. We got Tim McFow here who says, I'm watching on delay and just got to Reg's MJF promo. That rant deserves some money. I'm dying in my living room. Also, Ospreay's not human. WTF.
Yes, like I said, some of Ospreay's just counters are mind-blowing. And when he does a dive or a high spot, it's like, how did you? And he's like, Ospreay's not a small guy. Like, he's a big dude. And some of the flips, it's like, dude, how do you get your body to do that? It's crazy.
It is. All right, we got Tyrone Kidd here who says, next women's feuds, Monet, Britt, Toni, Mina, and Willow and Kris. Willow and Kris, yes, since she turned on her yesterday. And then Britt Baker, a lot of people were expecting her to come back last night on the show, and I was actually surprised we didn't see Britt Baker. There was a lot of talk about people expecting Britt Baker.
Whom?
I don't know. People on the internet, Reg.
Where?
On the internet.
Show me them.
Go online and search Britt Baker in the freaking search bar.
I ain't see it.
All right. We got Travis Lindsay here who says Reg speaking the truth about the MJF promo.
He's going to be so mad. Max, again, I'm sorry, dude. Don't listen to this.
I have nothing to do with Reg.
I'm trolling. Talk about me on TV, MJF.
Imagine he comes out with a line. These freaking, I don't know. I can't write like MJF.
He's
freaking podcasters out here calling themselves righteous.
Oh, no. You better not, dude. Not Denise writing him a promo, too. Watch out, Denise.
You know what? If I had more hours of sleep in me right now, more brain power, I'd be able to cook something up.
You better watch out.
All right, we got Leonard Aarons III who says, best friends imploding is one thing, but having Trent, Kris, and Orange Cassidy all go dark to varying degrees would just be beyond words. Kris and Stoke, OC, and Callis. Well, dude, talk about a total 180 here with how they were before, the happy best friends, and now they're all bitter, angry, wanting to hurt each other.
I just love how everyone's like Orange Cassidy and Don Callis.
What am I missing here? What are you trying to get at?
Nothing.
All right. We'll get back to that at some point. All right. So Adam Copeland, Malachi Black, barbed wire steel cage match for the TNT Championship. Everybody wants to talk about two things here. The Adam Copeland spot off the top of the cage where he landed literally feet first, and the return of Gangrel, and we're doing the Brood in AEW. So where do you want to start off first? This was from Well-Rounded Leo, who had sent in the super chat earlier, talking about the unnecessary dangerous moves like Edge jumping from the cage. Want to start there? Let's start with this one here because this was huge. Reg, watching this live, and I'm sure watching this on TV, everybody had the exact same reaction of, holy shit, this dude just blew out his freaking knees. He just broke his legs, whatever. Everybody thought back to the Macho Man. Everybody was thinking all of this crazy. Like this was, dude, because I caught the video of that. I posted it on Twitter. I have rewatched that video multiple times. And the more I watch it, the more I'm just like, damn, I feel so bad. See, here's the thing. Like, I do feel bad for Adam Copeland because here's the thing. This has been a nice little story they cooked up. This was a really cool match. I actually liked the entire thing. It was very freaking entertaining. There was a lot of passion in here. He came into AEW. He's been wanting to show who he is. He's been wanting to make it worth it, right? Make the jump to AEW worth it. And it was just really starting to get a lot better. And so he went out there, risked himself in this crazy spot. And it was so bad that I didn't even realize until rewatching it what he was trying to do. At first, I'm like, is he trying to do it just a top, like a splash off the top of the cage? It wasn't until rewatching it that I realized he was trying to do an elbow drop because you couldn't tell from the first time you saw it. I
gotta pull it up, Denise. I went with him during that time. I'm gonna keep it real with you. I haven't seen it. I went to the bath. Yeah, I went to the bath. I was at the bathroom when it happened.
Shut the front door. Okay, go to my page right now. I need to see your reaction to this, Reg. You should have told me. I wouldn't have spoiled it for you.
I mean, I was like, I didn't miss anything. Oh, no.
Did you find it? Just keep scrolling. Just keep scrolling. It's in there. It's titled, I captioned it, OMG.
Oh, no!
Watch it like 3 times, Reg. There's a moment where you can see Adam's arms in the air where it's like he lost the air control at the top and just had to land like feet first. I don't know. I guess that's what felt natural at that point. And
oh my God, that was so stupid.
So now that you just saw it, you see what I'm saying? Unfortunately, it just did not. I respect the effort to do that. It just, of course, the execution was terrifying. And so, Reg, I don't know if you noticed it, but afterwards, after this match, Adam Copeland could not put weight on that left leg. He was wobbly. And then he couldn't put weight on his leg. Gangrel was like trying to help him out. He was limping out the door.
Dying, I think, you guys. I'll be back.
All right, this broke Reg. The Adam Copeland spot officially broke Reg. We will wait for him to come back and continue. In the meantime, guys, send in your super chats. I'll pull them up here as we're reading this. Send in your thoughts on how you felt about the Adam Copeland Malachi Black situation. What did you think of the freaking stunt? Of course, everybody here is going to not want to see stuff like that, especially on a show where there were so many crazy stunts and all of them were executed very, very well. Unfortunately for this one, it just did not go that way. In the meantime, while we wait for Reg to come back, if you haven't already, I do have all the AEW Double or Nothing pressers up here on the channel. You guys can check out the conversation with the Young Bucks, Mercedes, Will Ospreay, and also Swerve Strickland, and then Toni Storm reading her steamy letter. You got to watch that for the reactions of Hiroshi Tanahashi. Very, very funny. And then, of course, Tony Khan does his portion as well. So all of that is up here on the channel, and you guys can check that out. Also, if you are enjoying the show right now, minus the technical glitch, Reg and I are live each and every single Wednesday to talk about AEW Dynamite. So that's where we are at with all of that. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up some of people's comments and see what they thought about this Adam Copeland spot, man. Let's see. We got Caden Crawford here who says it did not look good at the top of the cage spot. We got Jeffrey Reimer who says nasty spot, Denise. Ricky Zaldivar, nasty spot. Hunter Tillman says he don't need to be doing any of that on his right now at his age. Vince Rawlings says, Vance here says it was too much, unnecessary. We got Desi Baby who says, I wonder if he didn't feel like he could clear a splash, but a leg drop would have been better than straight down on his legs. He's not a little guy. That's a lot. Yeah, just like rewatching it, it felt like he was almost trying to do two different things. I don't know. It was not good. Reg, you're back. I was trying to stall for you.
I'm back.
All right. So the Adam Copeland stuff broke your whole stream, but let's get your thoughts now that you just saw the video and it's fresh in your memory.
Denise, I am on the side of that super chat that Leo sent in. Dude, why would you do such a dangerous thing? You said the Macho Man thing, and I thought about that before watching the clip, and it looked just like that Macho Man thing, and I'm like, dude, what? Why? I'm so confused as to who thought this was a good idea. Isn't Adam Copeland in his 50s?
Yeah, dude. I mean, I don't know his exact age, but he's, an older guy. And we've already known this. He's got a crazy ass long career, and he's done. But that's the thing, he's done crazy things before. I mean, when you think of one of the most iconic moments in the TLC, who is it? It's Adam Copeland spearing Jeff Hardy while he's hanging while holding on to the ropes. One of the most iconic wrestling moments of all time. Adam Copeland is exactly 50 years old.
And Denise, we're talking about something from 25 years ago. You don't need to be out there. You got kids. You got all kind of stuff. That was stupid. I saw a bunch of people in the chat saying, just did it from the top rope. Dude, just do it from the top rope. We don't need it. Denise just described iconic moments. You got like a gazillion iconic moments. You don't need to add another one of you jumping and almost blowing out everything that you have in the world. Did he limp out of there? I can't even remember how it ended. Yeah.
He did, Reg. First, his legs were wobbly. Gangrel started to hold on to him. And then I saw that he could not put weight on his left leg. And then when he was walking out, it was just I don't know how to explain it. It looked bad. It did not look good. Now, they asked Tony Khan about it and if Adam was okay, if there was any updates, and he didn't really have anything. He just said that the doctors were checking him out. So this is something where we're probably I haven't seen anything from it today. I haven't seen any articles or news about it just yet. So I'm assuming at some point, I'm wondering that probably by our Wednesday show, we'll know what's going on.
It looked even worse than you described, Denise.
Dude, I was scared, man. Everybody, dude, watching that shit live in the moment. At first, I was so excited, Reg. I had my camera ready, and I was like, oh my God, he's going to do a splash off the top of the cage. It's so freaking cool. And then the drop, and I'm like, oh no. It was just a quick 180 in terms of reactions from excitement to holy fuck, what did I just see? And I'm so scared for him right now.
And you think he was trying to do an elbow drop?
Dude, go back and watch the clip. You can see him doing this. So at first I thought he was trying to do a splash, but then when I watched it again, it looked like he was trying to do an elbow drop. I don't know, unless he changed it midway.
No, you're right. He's trying to do an elbow drop. Yeah.
Right. So I'm telling you, I've rewatched this clip a shit ton of times. I can tell when it started to go wrong.
It's so bad. It is so bad. There's always kind of when they do, you talked about it earlier, when they're up on the top ropes about to go for a superplex or something, and they're taking too long. There's this, what bad could happen if I try this spot? And that's the bad that could happen if you try this spot. And you never want to see that in a wrestling thing, especially with a wrestling legend that's 50 years old. We don't need this, dude. You did it already.
Man, terrifying stuff. But shit, you know what? It fucking takes courage to do that, man. I
Stop
know.
it.
Whoa,
You do the
Reg,
spear, doing the flying hug. I like that. I like how people are doing that.
do a flying hug. Do a flying hug. All right,
Mhm.
man. All right. So the other thing that we need to talk about in regards to this is Gangrel, the Brood. Dude comes out from under the ring. I mean, shit, that was a huge moment. We had kind of expected this, I think, at a certain point once we saw the direction things were turning in. Shit, who the hell knows if we're even going to see this unfold now?
Oh, this could have all been for nothing. This is insane. No, Denise, I'm like, did we really expect this? Or I kind of
Yeah, I
expected.
think the last couple of weeks, maybe the last 2 weeks, people were talking about it. I saw a lot of people talking about the Brood, the Brood, the Brood. Yeah.
Yeah, but I thought he was going to get like some new friends.
I thought that too. I wasn't expecting Gangrel. I was expecting new friends too.
Like,
And they teased it. They teased Brody and freaking
Right.
Buddy turning on him. And then all of a sudden, that within itself was a swerve.
Yeah, I was like, maybe he's going to get some new homies to do this. No, he's just going to call his old man friend. Very, a big pop. I thought that the way that he came out of the thing and sprayed people and stuff, very cool. But it's like sometimes the like older guys beating up the like Gangrel shouldn't be beating up Brody King, dude. Like Brody King will beat your old ass,
But he's spooky. I don't know. Reg, I'm trying to buy into the kayfabe here, all right?
And that's really where I want to go, Denise. Spooky. Edge cannot help himself. He just really likes the spooky shit, right? He just like, I'm spooky, you guys. Don't think that I'm this all-American boy or all-Canadian boy that's the one supposed to be world champion, blah, blah. I like spooky stuff. I like Megadeth. I like metal. It's like, all right.
Didn't he come out to Slayer? Was that Slayer?
Was it Slayer?
I don't know. Someone said it was Slayer. I don't know Slayer. I can't tell you one Slayer song.
I thought you knew it. Denise said it all confident.
No.
Oh, isn't that Slayer? Oh, you didn't know, loser. I'm like, wow, Denise.
I was hoping you knew. Okay, see? Someone in the chat just said Slayer. Yes, yes, yes. Raining Blood. I'm guessing that's the name of the song. It was a good fucking song.
Yeah,
I don't listen to Slayer, but I know of Slayer.
I've definitely heard that song.
Oh no,
before.
apparently it was South of Heaven by Slayer.
Okay, South of Heaven by Slayer. I've heard that song before, and with the fire and everything, I thought the entrance was cool, but it's like, all right, spooky.
The entrance was very cool, Reg.
You're 50, dude. Halloween is not all the time. Like, Beth is like, you're doing this Halloween shit again, dude?
My goodness. Well, you know what? Bless his heart, and hopefully things work out for the better, and we'll see.
No, honestly, beyond everything, hopefully he's okay, because it was scary, Denise.
Yeah, no, it really was. It really was. Leonard Aarons III says, so if that TNT title is held up, who would make for the best interim NXT champ? Forgot he was the TNT. I forgot the TNT championship was involved in all of this. I'm so caught up in the Brood and the knees and everything. I forgot about the own title. God dang.
This is, I think, the TNT championship with how the open challenge format. It's like, I don't want to say the
do a tournament.
Yeah, I was like, I don't want to say the easiest thing to book, but like legit anybody of the hard hitting wrestlers that can put on something dope every week. They could just give it to somebody that's on Collision, like Brian Keith, for example. I don't know, and just have them go every Saturday and just rock it, and that belt will be dope.
All right, let's keep it going. Let's talk about freaking Mercedes Mone defeating Willow Nightingale. Holy shit, dude. Willow Nightingale. She got a bigger reaction than Mercedes. Tell me that's not wild to see, knowing how famous and popular Mercedes is.
At one point, this was at the end of the night, I was gonna reach over to you and be like, did that match have the most heat, Mercedes and Willow? Like,
yes,
people were fucking they were bloodthirsty for Anarchy in the arena, but them Mercedes and Willow's fans were hot, homeboy. Yeah, I didn't think, like you're saying here, like I knew when I went to Collision, there was some Mercedes crew in there, and I was like, oh, they're gonna be here tomorrow. But no, the Willow fans, it goes back again. AEW fans love homegrown AEW stars. If they saw you come from the bottom and be the champion, they're going to stand behind you. And it was on display here. This crowd was like, we love Willow, dude. Get out of here. We don't want to hear that shit. And I'm like, oh, I didn't expect this. Is kind of crazy. That's Mercedes you guys are talking about. I'm offended. I'm going to fight you guys. You better watch out. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, yo, do you guys know that she was Sasha Banks? You can't talk crazy like that about her. But like, I think that was the best part about it because one, I want Mercedes to be heel. I've been saying it almost every week on our podcast. And like, if there's more fire to be added to that, that's great. And I think like there's a bunch of fans that are against Mercedes. And this match showed that you guys could talk all you shit you want, but I am her still. And I could show you in the ring every time that I do it. And so it was great. Yeah, let's get into it.
I'm going to say that the crowd was most invested in this match besides Anarchy in the arena.
Right.
This match had the loudest reaction of people either cheering for Willow or cheering for Mercedes. Yep. But the reaction that Willow got, I almost sat there and was like, dude, should they still take the title off of her? Like, I don't know if this is the right thing to do. Like, I know we're all going in this saying Mercedes is going to win, but dude, freaking Willow is a star. And I could not, Reg, you know what I was thinking about during this, okay? Earlier in the night, we had Toni Storm and Serena Deeb. And that one was a good match again, but the crowd was not really invested. It was the same old thing that you see when you get a women's match, you see a bunch of people walking out, right? And I noticed that because I pay attention to that stuff. Mm-hmm. Okay, whatever. It is what it is. However, I hate that the whole argument online, a lot of people make the argument of women can't draw, women this, the women's matches are always the bathroom breaks, whatever. Even now, with how far we have gotten, they still get comments like that, okay? And when I was watching Mercedes and Willow do their thing, nobody got up to go to the bathroom. Everybody was there watching this match, cheering, booing, whatever it is that they wanted to do. And I thought to myself, once a fucking again, if you put effort into women's stories and you actually build them up and tell a good fucking story and let them wrestle and be who they're supposed to be, the fans will care. This isn't just, oh, we're not going to watch because it's women. No, if it is good, it does not matter your gender. People will stay and watch and show the respect. And as I was watching this, I was so freaking happy for both Mercedes and Willow during this because I said, look at this fucking reaction. Reg, no one else had the crowd like that. Again, besides Anarchy in the arena, totally different type of match concept. And I would say that probably the one that came closest to it that wasn't Anarchy in the arena was the Will Ospreay Roderick Strong match in terms of the crowd being fucking lit up. And they were so lit up for Will Ospreay during that. And then this one, they were so lit up for the performers and just like the overall story. And yeah, you were right. There were some people getting nasty in there for Mercedes. They were like, go back to WWE. We don't want you here. And I was like, oh, okay. People were getting nasty. I don't know if that came across on TV, but it was definitely something you picked up on at the show. But I remember there's one guy in the section over that was like, Willow, please win this match. Like his reaction was like, Willow, you need to win this match because I cannot have Mercedes be champion. Like that was the reaction this person had. And I was going, damn, like I didn't realize, like I knew people were going to boo Mercedes at this point with the story, the way everything had been going. Right. But I did not expect it to be at that level. And it made me so freaking happy that I don't care if they're booing her or cheering her or what they're doing. The point is they are reacting. And this is nowhere near the same kind of heat that you got when we were watching Jericho versus Hook at the last pay-per-view. Totally different types of heat, my friends. And this is something that needs to be pointed out. And I just want to make sure that those two women get the fucking respect that they deserve for what they did last night, Reg, because that was the shit.
You rock that, Denise. Thank you.
I'm done. I have nothing else to say.
Yes, I know. You totally rock that. Willow's reaction, the journey that she's taken from never doing a promo in the ring in her life to being, people have been telling me like Willow's a great promo. Like I've been hearing it and I'm like, if you would know like 3 months ago how the difference that this has made. Her coming in, the way that she looked, I'm like, Willow, you look, you guys, I have a bit on here about Mama Wayne. This is not a bit with Willow. I'm getting the ring tomorrow. I'm on my way to I'm gonna propose. I'm saying it right now on the show. That is my forever person, Willow Nightingale. I just want you to be the lover of my life. We could get married. We could have a nice house. There could be a dog, picket fence, like all the bullshit that they say about me. I'll take it. I'll say my vows. I'll be in there like, yes, babe, whatever. You want to go to Home Depot and get some wallpaper? I'm in, lady. You got it. 100%. I don't care. They can call me whipped. They can call me whatever they want, but it is what it is. Willow looked amazing. She looked just like ready for the moment. Gear, hair, makeup, everything great. But beyond that, like in the ring, like everything that we love about Willow was on display here. Just like her presence was huge. She was powerful. She looked in peril in some point. She looked like maybe I can't beat her, but then next time I can actually beat her. I'm going to kill her. But Mercedes Moné is just my favorite women's wrestler of all time right here. Like I'm just like, people talk shit. People say that like this is the one, and she did it right here. Like the way that she builds a match and like she wrestles so different than a lot of like main event women's American wrestlers. Like I don't know what goes behind the process, but the way that she builds to a match and her spots and she takes her time with everything. She never rushes through the thing. And I think that's what I love about her the most, because some wrestlers just get timid. They get like two in their head, and she never feels two in her head. It could be totally different behind the scenes, but presented on TV, like she feels like a superstar. And exactly what you're saying, Denise, if you say this is a main event, you guys, there's a reason we have them in this spot. They're champions. They're important. Everyone's going to think that. And that's what everybody thought. People were all in their seats. People were hungry for this match. They were excited for both wrestlers. They loved the wrestling. All the high spots were great. All the stat and Stokely stuff was awesome. Mercedes being back, Willow going for her leg. Like there was so many smartly worked spots, I think, from both women. And like you said, kudos to them for getting that and earning that with, great promos leading into this, the contract signing. They've been just, Mercedes has presented herself like a superstar from day one. That's why I think some people think that's bad, but it's like she is who she is, because every time you see her, she's like, I'm better than everybody. I'm the best person here. Nobody's better than me. I'm fucking Mercedes. I'm going to be the champion. I'm going to be this. I'm going to be this. And so when it happens, you're like, yeah, dude, she told us and she did it. Just really excited for both of them. And I wasn't sad at all that Willow lost, because hearing that, I'm like, oh, so the next win's going to be even bigger then, right?
It's gotta be. I want to see them run this back down the line for the AEW Women's Championship. Yep. I would love to see Willow enter.
The third one.
Yep. Enter the Owen Hart Cup, win that shit again. And hopefully by that time, Mercedes is probably already going to be AEW Women's Champion. And who the fuck knows? I don't even know. And it would be awesome if we could.
Denise, you spitting,
we can circle back to that. You know what I'm saying? Like, let Mercedes go and do her thing, get her, do her thing. And by the time she becomes AEW Women's Champion, hopefully it aligns with freaking Willow winning the Owen and getting her shot and revisiting this again. I don't know. I feel like there's just, this is not a hit it and quit it. You got to return to this. You got to return to this story.
I don't know if I want to put it that way, but yeah, totally.
No, you know what I mean? This is not a one-time thing. Like you said, Reg, you're about to profess your love. This is more than a one-night stand, all right? This is true love right here. Return to it.
We're in love, baby. We can do this 7 times. We can do this for the rest of our lives.
Oh my God. All right, let's get into some of these super chats here on what people are saying. Oh, and of course, we can't forget that Kris turned on Willow, so that is obviously the direction that
I mean, it was kind of expected. We were kind of leaning into this, but you think it was executed pretty well?
I thought it was. I missed it though, because it was done in the aisleway and everybody was standing. So I was like, la 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 la. And then all of a sudden I hear everybody yell and I'm like, oh, what happened? And so I didn't actually see it. Right. I heard it, but I didn't actually see it.
Yeah, I'm excited just because this anytime you have a feud and then you get many feuds or other feuds coming out of that feud, I think that's always great. The Stat and Willow stuff is going to lead to some amazing matches and some amazing moments. So I think this is good.
Alrighty, so let's see what we got here. This is from Uriel Landeros, DWO member for 15 months, says Willow should have gone over from a Monet fan. I know, there was a moment where I thought, shit, call an audible. That's the thing we need to do. Call an audible.
But that leads, like I said, to the bigger win. Like we're
Yes. We just gotta let it cook for a bit, guys. Let it happen. Let it play out its course.
That you said that. You said call an audible because someone's. Dude, wrestling is so crazy.
Because someone what? What did I miss?
I'm connecting some things behind the scenes. Someone said, "Hey, someone was like, hey, that match might end up being like the Acclaimed and Swerve and Keith Lee," and you just described the Acclaimed.
No, I have a feeling this will play its course out nicely. Like if it would have sucked if Willow afterwards was just like laying there, she just walked back and nothing happened.
I meant like Kris, it was like that match, as in people wanted to call an audible of maybe her winning, you know.
Right. But the good thing is we know what's next for Willow. Like this doesn't feel like, oh, well, when will we see Willow again? Right. It's just over. No, like we know what's happening with her next. All right, cool. We got Rolling Thunder here, 420, who says the TBS title match was A1. Willow got robbed.
She did. But she did.
I don't know, man. Again, this was the outcome that I was expecting.
Right.
I wasn't expecting as much interest as we got in it, but it was phenomenal. Love that. Diestrick Fajal says this match was fan-fucking-tastic. Cheers to both. Agreed, man. Really agreed. Thank you so much for that. Tony Gamble says, so glad Mercedes won. Willow is boring. What? Tony, what?
Tony, again.
Reg, take it, Reg.
Theme starts coming out of my head. I'm just like, ah! No, I understand.
You're the fucking inside out fucking little character.
Yeah, exactly. I don't judge anyone. Some people think, boring is boring, Okay.
We got Dream Ninja 77 who says Mercedes reminding everyone she's one of the best wrestlers in the world last night. Her and Willow killed it.
Yeah, I'm excited again about the women's division. And somebody described earlier there was an hour's worth of women's matches on the show, and that's awesome.
Hell yeah. And also, I think now the heat for Mercedes on Wednesdays, ooh, it's going to be fun to see. I want to see that.
Denise, are you going to Dynamite?
Yeah, in LA. Yeah, I'll be there.
Nice.
Are you going to go too?
No, we're not.
I was going to say, are you going to make the drive again?
Man.
Yes, we're still doing a show that day. It'll probably start a little later, but we will still do a show. Okay. We got Daystrick Fajal who says, Reg is right. Mercedes always hits. She's the best. And we got Dream Ninja 77 who says, Mercedes without WWE handcuffs about to go crazy. I hope so. I want to see, I've been saying this, I want to see the AEW version of Mercedes. Who is she in AEW? I want to see it.
That's probably the most exciting thing for me, Denise, is just the mystery of like, this is the first match we've seen. We don't know anything that she's really going to get into, but if this is what she's going to be like, we're in for a treat. There's so many talented women across the world that she now is going to be able to interact with. We're in for something really cool.
We got Vasco here, says Willow versus Monet was lit. Loved it. Run it back. Amen, man. I love it. I'm so happy that everybody enjoyed that, by the way. Really good stuff. All right. We got to keep this moving along. We got Swerve Strickland defeating Christian Cage. This was a match that I thought kind of took people a second to get invested in, but they got the people in, man. They got the people in probably like maybe midway through the match around there. And Swerve retained his title. And that was pretty much what was expected. I don't think that there was anything too surprising that came out of this match. It was pretty straightforward.
There's been some talk of Swerve and his title reign and if he's lost in the shuffle. And from what I saw this weekend, no. I saw so many Swerve House shirts, Denise, just randomly through Vegas. Like, more than like, it was surprising to me. Like, Swerve, that's my guy. Like, he's like, I love him. Like, but I just didn't know how much like the diverse amount of fans that were wearing them. I'm like, yo, it's like every type of fan has a Swerve House shirt on. Like, he's connected in a way different way. And his entrance and just the Who's House and Swerve House, and people are just like, this is great. He's our guy. We feel like we're connected to him. that part just kind of blew me away. I love his pay-per-view presentations, the last couple of pay-per-views. This one, they started out with the dope video package, him driving around Vegas, just being fly as fuck. Came out in some dope ass gear. Nana's there. Floyd Mayweather was in the crowd for some reason. I'm like, yo, there's a lot going on.
He said it took him 2 years to get him there.
I heard about this. 2 years ago, he asked him to come, and Money was like, bro, you better get lit. And look, he's lit now. He's the world champion, and Money Mayweather was front row. So amazing to see. I think Swerve just kind of growing into being the world champion and presented the way that a world champion would be is awesome to see. There was a point where I was like, there's a lot going on in this match, like maybe too much, like I don't want to say overbooked, but like a step almost there. And so I thought
it was all of the stuff that was going on with Prince Nana, Shayna, and everybody.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, I get it. This is the world title match. And kind of, I think what I was expecting with Anarchy in the arena, I guess I expected it to kind of be a little bit more straightforward, the world title match. And there was just like stuff happening, but it's Christian, so it makes sense. But I thought that they got him at the end, and Swerve winning, of course, was expected, but great to see. And him celebrating with all the homies was awesome.
I agree with that. VG Time says, great show. Thanks again, Denise. Yeah, VG Time was one of the, he won our raffle, remember, for the Double or Nothing pay-per-view giveaway. Hell yeah. Nice. Thank you so much, VG Time.
Are you going to continue that, Denise? Because that's a really cool thing.
Yeah, I am. So I will continue it next month. I'll probably make an announcement for it. I'm going to let it go like a longer period. I'll make an announcement for it on Wednesday for Forbidden Door. So keep an eye out for that.
Because pay-per-views are expensive, and this is a really cool thing.
You're telling me, bro. You're telling me. Hell yeah. All right. So lastly, we're almost 2 hours into this podcast, Reg. The Elite versus Team AEW, Anarchy in the arena. Where the do we begin? With the music? Let's start with the music. Music. All right. We were like, what song is going to be playing? They did Darby's theme song. And at first I was like, I love this song, but I don't think everyone loves this song the way I love this song. So I didn't feel the energy just yet. Then they switched it to the EVPs, and I thought, oh, shit, I really hope this isn't the song because like, it ain't hitting for this type of match. And then finally, Bryan Danielson comes and saves the effing day with the final countdown, and we get one play, right? It was just one play. One play of the song, and afterwards I was like, no, we won. I thought that the music ended too soon. I know why. Cost an arm and a leg. We get it. But damn, I really got sad when the music ended.
Yeah, really good moment in the match. That was the question coming in. I was trying to get some scoops. I'm like, hey, what song are you guys getting? What's going on over here? Nobody was saying nothing. Nobody's cluing in anything. So as it happened, I'm like, I kind of have the same kind of string of emotions. If you're like, okay, I like this Darby song, but it can't, like, we can't play that song the whole time. And then the EVP came on. I'm like, we cannot play this for the rest of the match. It's just not going to fit the match. You know what I mean? And then Brian comes on, play the greatest fucking theme song in the history of blah, blah, blah. I'm just like, wait, what? And so, like, it's loud.
Too. I didn't know that it was going to be Final Countdown. My dumbass was like, which song is it?
Denise, I thought it was going to be like, this in the ring, hand in the ring, hands in the bottom. I'm like, this is
that's his actual theme song, right?
I'm like,
I thought that song was going to play too.
Right?
I really did.
What? This is going to be weird. And so it's super loud in the arena, though, so we can't really hear what's going on. And so I'm like, I don't know what's happening. And then finally you hear it. It's like, oh, shit, this is crazy.
It took me a while. There was a couple seconds that I'm like, is this Don Callis' theme song? What is happening? Did it not sound different in the beginning? Am I fucking crazy?
I'm dead. Is this Don Callis' theme?
For a split second, I was like, what song is it? It wasn't, and I heard the dun, and I was like, oh, it's the final countdown. But in the beginning, I was like, Don Callis.
Play the greatest theme song of all time. The Don Callis theme song.
I felt so stupid. I turned to my husband and I was like, what?
Why would he play the Don Callis song? But yeah, I think because it was loud too, Denise. I'm like, wait, what's happening? And then, but when it kicked off, it was like, oh shit, like it's crazy because like if you know Bryan Danielson, or if you know Daniel Bryan, like the Final Countdown has zero connection to this guy. It doesn't like never in WWE did he use it. Like it wasn't ever connected to his character. The Yes Movement, the Final Countdown is not a part of that. That's like exclusively ROH indie Bryan Danielson. And so to see it still be so like emotional and it like makes people feel crazy and it's still so connected to this guy, the greatest wrestler of our fucking generation, is crazy. And then for it to go off and the fans chant to turn it back on, like there's never been a wrestling show where fans are like, turn the music back on. Like how often does that happen?
Dude, can we talk about what it was like seeing everybody in the crowd doing the yes chants, fucking beach balls flying everywhere? Reg, I was so disappointed those beach balls never got to our section. I was ready. I was like, come on, bring on the beach balls over here. I'm ready to go crazy here.
It felt like we've been talking all the show about what AEW did with the show and kind of is it a reboot? What are they establishing? This match, and when the music was playing, everybody's brawling, the beach balls happening, we're all going insane. And I'm like, this is like a party. Like this is different than any wrestling experience I've ever been a part of. That's like on this scale. And I'm like, this is AEW. This is cool. And that was before we even got to the crazy shit, Denise. That was just entrances.
Yeah, that was just the music. So let's get to the crazy spots. All right, the big one, and we'll just get to it right now, was Darby Allin going out there like the craziest son of a bitch you've ever seen with a flamethrower. And the man sets Jack Perry's legs on fire. Reg, I was like thinking to myself, first of all, I hope he doesn't die. 2, protect that hair. I was actually glad that the fire was mostly down here, which is stupid actually, because that's the worst. But then he's got a great head of hair, Reg. He's got a great head of hair. You got to protect the hair.
Who cares about that dick? Burn that hair.
No, Reg.
Did you see the clip of Tony Khan rolling out of there?
Dude, that is my favorite video that lives on the internet. If you have not seen this video, it is Tony Khan. So basically what happened is Jack Perry grabs Tony Khan out of his little production seat, takes him out there. And this was I missed it the first time because I was so focused on the fire that I didn't see the Tony Khan portion of it. So when Tony Khan gets thrown, he goes down the ramp rolling. But it's a very unique roll.
Very unique. That's a great way to describe it, Denise.
It's very unique. You need to watch this. That shit's gotta be, it's gonna be a meme, right? Like it's already probably a meme, right?
It's already a meme, 1000%. Yeah.
Dude, that was the funniest shit I've ever seen. And I honestly bless this person who caught that video. Bless your soul for that.
I think it might have been Corey from Fightful. Somebody from Fightful, I think, got that video. That was the fire thing is insane, but that Tony Khan thing was so funny. You know, Denise, there's some moments where it's like you go into the show thinking this could happen. You're like, well, why did Darby Allin have the flamethrower on Dynamite? There has to be a reason, right? And you're like, he's gonna set something on fire, but you think like maybe a table. They've done fire tables before. Maybe he tries to shoot it at somebody and they move. Nope. Actually caught somebody on fire. We watched it.
I don't even know where to begin, dude. I don't even know where to begin, but you know what? I do know where to begin. This was a crazy freaking stunt.
Yeah.
But it was executed very well. Like the flames, you didn't want to look at half-ass, right? I know it's someone getting on fire, so it's kind of messed up to say, but you don't want it to look half-assed, right? Like, you don't want to see this like one little flame. Boom. You're going to set him on fire, set the guy on fire. Sounds terrible to say. But anyway, so you full on see his pants and everything and full on flames, all right? But they did a good job of letting it go just a couple of seconds and then quickly coming in with the fire extinguisher and, you know, blowing it out in time before it got a little bit too out of hand. But I thought it was executed so perfectly. I saw Jack Perry walk out very nicely after that match. He was walking like the dude wasn't just on fire.
Kayfabe, lady.
Oh, no, everybody saw that.
No, they didn't. He actually
He was on the
got
team.
took out in the ambulance. I think he has 3rd-degree burns right now. He's right now in a
Wait, what the hell was the last thing they showed on the pay-per-view for Jack
He's
Perry?
right now in a local medical facility, and Cape is crazy. Like,
No, bro,
send in
they
your
showed him
letters.
walking. He was walking just fine.
Send in your letters and your calls to Jack Perry. Tell him to get well soon. He got burned by a crazy, crazy, crazy guy. Yeah, Denise, you said it right. This is a crazy stunt. Like, there's wrestling, and then there's like, this is a stunt. This is different than like we trained in a dirty barn with the wrestling legend. This is like, there's a stunt coordinator back there. There's a fire person back there. There's this person back there. This is dangerous. Tony Khan was not that far away from this flame.
I thought about that too. I was like, bro, what if like you just never know, you know? And obviously they prepared Jack Perry, I imagine. I don't know how this stuff is pulled off, but I can imagine. I mean, dude, we saw him get shoved in water multiple times in those little fight scenes and everything. And I'm like, that should have been your first sign right there. That dude was about to be put up in flames.
I thought that whoever came up with that idea, clap, 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 5 stars to you. Having Darby dump Jack Perry in water so you can prepare for whatever you need to do, and it looks like he's wet from water, and then you can set him on fire, whatever. Such a genius idea. Give that person a raise. Let them do their thing, because that was smart. So smart.
Yes. How about the point of view of Darby? This man got to set somebody on fire with a flamethrower. Think about that.
If you're talking Darby Allin's kinks, he was, oh my God, his kinks were on display last night. Bro set somebody on fire. He had the bondage nose thing on. And then, Denise, they hung him. Like, this guy was having the kinkiest night of all time. He was like, thank you. I'm loved. Like, he was, oh my God, like he got off last night. I'll just say that.
Reg, I cannot tell you how fudging nervous I was when I saw them tie up Darby Allin's legs. You know what I thought? Because Darby's a crazy MFer. Bro, I thought they were, and I think the reason why I thought this was because of the cage being up there. So it sort of elongated my view of the ring instead of just focusing on the ring. I was so aware of everything up there. Mm-hmm. I thought for a split second they were going to freaking shoot him upside down. And honestly, there was a part of me that thought, please do not do this. Please do not do this. Please do not do this. Do not do this. I cannot watch this. Like that was something that I did not want to see. And I was legitimately thankful when they didn't do that, because I thought we were about to see Darby just shoot the F up. And when I saw that it was the Bucks tying him, I'm like, I don't know. I don't know how many times they run through tying somebody up like that, but I'm just going to go out on a limb and say that the Young Bucks are not expert freaking rope tires.
Denise, I let out the hugest sigh of relief because I was thinking the exact same thing. I was like, they're about to shoot this fool way up there. Don't do that. And
upside down.
Right, upside down. And so when they lifted him just right above with like, if he fell down there, he'd be fine. I was like, thank God. I was so scared. But then they proceeded to super kick his head off. They super kicked his head so hard.
I don't even know what to say. Like, there was part of me that felt relief with that, which is crazy because of how crazy that was too, taking that. But I was relieved that they didn't shoot him up to the heavens.
I'm like, just don't do this. And like you said, the Young Bucks are tying. I'm like, there's no way that they've hog tied a bunch of, I mean, they could have, we don't know. They could also have kinks, but I don't think that this is a thing that they're just doing on a normal basis, tying a fool up by his feet and hanging him so they could shoot him. Oh yeah. There was I guess I wasn't the only one. Denise is saying the same thing of like, dude, don't do this. Please don't do this. And so when they got to the point, it's like, whew, thank God.
I think I would have cried, Reg. Honestly, seriously. I would have cried. I would have cried because that's just too much. And everybody, we don't need to talk. It's just a lot.
What about the anniversary? There was a 25th anniversary.
Yes, I know. That's what I was thinking about too. And I just didn't want to think about that.
Like, I feel like last time his widowed wife Martha Hart was in the building, they did something again weird.
It was for Sting when he did his. Yes, Tony Khan asked if she was okay with that. Yeah, I know. I was and I should have seen this coming, Reg, because I was I forgot during what match, but I started to look around. One of those matches where you start to look around, and I look up, and all the way at the top, I see 3 men walking in those little walkways at the top of the arena. And I'm going like, huh.
Yeah, I didn't notice that.
Something is going to happen because why are there 3 men up there walking right now? And then I started thinking crazy, Reg. I was like, fuck, what if that fucking steel cage up there is not put up very well and they're all going up there to like
fix it?
Yeah, I started thinking, I gotta always think worst case scenario, right? And I'm like, nah, it's like maybe they're gonna do something else. And then I was like trying to think, like, what are they gonna do, right? I think it was the thing with the whatever. What do you call it? Fucking yarn? Well, not yarn rope. Yarn. There you go. Imagine fucking yarn. That shit would snap.
Darby Allin's a cat. What do you call it? Fucking yarn? Bring the yarn for Darby. No, Denise was in her. She would be texting me time, but I'm behind her, so she didn't have to text me. That's why she just starts looking up to see what else is happening in the arena. That's how bored she is. Wonder what they're doing up there. That's looking above the ring because you're so bored is insane, Denise.
No, and what was funny too was that some people saw me look up because I told my husband, I pat him, I was like, look up there. I was like, I was doing this whole thing. So some people saw me do that, and all of a sudden I see all the people that were looking at me do that. All of a sudden they're looking up too.
You're killing kayfabe in the arena too. Come on, lady.
I'm sorry. You see 3 dudes walking all the way at the top. I'm wondering what the hell are they doing?
Thanks a lot, Chris Jericho. You see what you had Denise do?
I actually don't know what match it was. I do know what match it was. I just remembered right now. I ain't gonna give all the tea here. I gotta keep some secrets to myself. Gotta keep the mystery alive.
Yes. But even before that, we didn't even talk about Jack Perry trying to run over Darby with the blaze, whatever kind of car he was in. And then he died. And then like Jack Perry's dead in the front seat. And then they're like, oh, he'll be fine. Switch the camera to something else. I'm like, this match is insane.
I caught the tail end of that because I was looking at the ring. And it's not like they made some big announcement when they were like, hey, everybody, look at the freaking Tron. It was one of those things where it's like, if you looked, you looked. And if you didn't look, you missed it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was the Anarchy in the arena wasn't just in the arena. Like Denise is describing, like you had to pay attention up here. Like you got to pay attention. Like there's some points where like 2 wrestlers were gone, not Darby and Jack Perry. Another 2 sets of wrestlers just gone for like 10 minutes. You don't know where they are. It's like, well, are you going to put them on a camera? Like it's a lot going on. You kind of have to focus your energy on what exactly you want to see.
Right. So I feel like this is always something that I have to go back and rewatch for the parts that I didn't get to see because again, it's Anarchy in there. Okay. Oh yeah, Darby getting freaking sucked under the ring with the not sucked. What do you call these contraptions?
There was so much in it. We haven't got to the Young Bucks using the thumbtack shoes. Okada was in there with Rainmaker Boulevard, or what his sign was killing me. Every time he'd get so excited about that sign.
He was so proud. He was like, look, everybody.
Just showing it to everybody. I'm like, dude, Okada's having the best time of his life in there.
Oh, man. Well, the Elite get the win. It was a very awesome match. Again, they did some crazy stunts, but kudos to AEW. They got all of the stunts done right in this Anarchy in the Arena match. They really did. Yeah, Darby was safe. He was fine. Jack Perry was fine. It was all good. You could breathe.
We'll see. Jack Perry, again, 3rd-degree burns. He's in a local medical facility. Send your get well soon cards. Send your stickers. Make sure you that Jack Perry has a great time. Kayfabe. Thank you. No, that match was insane. Darby didn't. He was limping there. I'm like, Darby, just be careful. Well, just be careful.
All right, we got some super chats to get into. Last call because we're about to wrap up the show. This is from Jason Forrest who says, Reg called Dr. Umar on Stokely. Come on.
Stokely knows what he's doing.
We got Rafael Garcia who says, so how long was Darby hung up before they let him down?
That too, Denise. Remember at one point
it was all the way till the end of like the very, very end of the match. Once you saw after the pin, that's when they brought him down and they started to undo his.
Remember at one point the crowd was like, "Please help Darby," because he was just hanging up there. They're like, "Get Darby down, you guys."
He was there for over 4 minutes. And I know
Yes.
this because I had recorded a video that was over 2 minutes long and I stopped recording and I was watching the show, and the whole time Darby was still up there. He was maybe 5 or more minutes for sure of being hung upside down.
At minimum, like 5 minutes just being up there, which is crazy because you could see him like trying to adjust his head to not have everything go to it. It's like, again, and the crowd's like, help him, dude. Why is he still up there? So
I wonder if it's like with the adrenaline reg where like you don't feel the time because of everything that's happening, or
it's Darby Allin. He's a kinky freak, and he likes
or he's like savoring every second of it.
Oh yeah, leave me up here longer. Don't take me down.
Oh man, what a night. Vasco says final countdown was lit. Perry was lit. Insane.
What do you think happens with Jack Perry off of this, Denise? Do you think he could get a world title shot? I think he deserves a world title shot.
Oh yeah, for sure. At this point, I mean, come on, dude got set on fire. Do something with that. No, but for real, no, the story has been really good with what they've been doing with Jack Perry. So now they got to just like continue it from there. But it's just so crazy because that title scene is getting very, very crowded.
And that I think that's the point, the final point I want to make on this match. Somebody earlier mentioned that they thought that Mercedes and Willow should have headlined. There's been some other people talking about matches. You cannot set someone on fire and then just have a regular match after that. That's not that wouldn't have made, like, Jack Perry's on fire and then Mercedes go and Willow have this great grab. No, absolutely. Yeah, exactly. That entrance after someone was just set on fire, it just doesn't work like that.
Sorry, I was muted. And and after the freaking boss was freaking rolling.
Could you imagine?
I can't. This is too much for me. Oh man, this was officially our longest post show ever. I have no idea how. I want to thank everybody who stuck around here for this long to watch us talk about freaking AEW Double or Nothing. But legit, this was a crazy show. We were there live. We had a phenomenal time. Thank you so much to everybody who tuned into the podcast. Reg, before we go, tell the people where they can show you some love.
You can find me on all your social medias at Righteous Reg, righteousreg.bandcamp.com. Please get my latest record. Wednesday, Indeed's back. We'll be on the Dynamite post show, like Denise said, maybe a little bit later because she'll be at the show live. Grapsity is back. Just regular stuff. We'll see you guys. Appreciate you guys for showing up. Thank you. You guys made, like, I legit drove back early because I wanted to make it to do this podcast. Like, I could have kicked it for longer, but I was like, I got to get home because I want to get to my stuff. And I just knew we were going to come and have a good time. So appreciate you guys for just being here with us and having a great time. Y'all are cool.
Exactly. Memorial Day, it probably would have taken you 16 hours to get home. Had you left today, by the way?
If I left like right now or 2 o'clock, like, people are in gridlock. I've been stuck on that road for like 8 hours one time going just from Vegas to Bakersfield. And I was like, I could never do that again.
No, hells no. Yeah. Alrighty, everyone. Thank you so much for the love. Thank you so much for the support. Please do not forget to subscribe if you enjoyed the show. Check us back here each and every single Wednesday to chat AEW Dynamite. Please check out the media scrum footage, guys. My tripod was lost in all of the media gear, FYI.
Forgot about this. There was so much going on, Denise.
Reg, my fucking arms hurt so much. You guys have no idea what it was like carrying my freaking camera the whole entire time above my freaking head like this. And when I got tired, it was like this the whole time. So I'm so sorry. I really hate how things turned out with the camera and stuff. But you know what? I gotta admit, it wasn't too bad. So, but like, it wasn't too bad in terms of how it came out because my camera is really great. You know,
it was bad for your arms, but
and my arms are done. I was like, bro, I'm gonna need some new arms after this. So go give those videos some love, guys. All the videos to give some love to. That's the one.
Denise definitely did text me. I hope they compensate me some new arms. And
screw the freaking, because they are going to compensate me, by the way, for the tripod. So, and they were very nice about it. They felt really bad. I know, like, they legit felt really bad for the tripod being lost. I was walking around the media room. Has anybody seen a black bag? It's about my arm's length. And then, oh my God, it was so funny. And I was thinking, I think I'm going to need some new arms compensated instead. Fucking give me some billionaire arms.
I'm dead. Denise comes to the next show with like robotic strong ass Jack's arms from Mortal Kombat. That'd be sick.
All right, guys, that's it for the show. Thank you guys so much. We'll catch you guys next time. Bye, everyone.